I don't know about you, but I am so excited that January is over and that we can start a fresh month, because what fresh hell was January, honestly. Like, January needs to go. I don't want any more of it. Months really don't mean anything. Like, February 1st is really no different to January 31st, but I still feel like it's helpful to have a day set where you're like, okay, this is new and I can tell my brain it's new, and therefore my actions and my disposition will follow suit. So I've got my trusty journal here, my papier journal that I've used in every single Plan With Me session that I've done. But I'm so excited, and before we dive into this, let's make a coffee. I'm thinking like a mocha situation because it's February, Valentine's Day is this month. Coffee secured, and we're ready to reflect on January. I feel like you were too far away. Maybe you weren't. Let me know if this is better or not. But let's look at January, shall we? Okay, so for January, I only set 2 goals, and I'm happy to say that I achieved both of them. The first one was to finish my crochet cardigan that I've been posting about and talking about and taking a while to finish, but that's okay because we finally finished it, so I get to check that off. Here she is, all folded up. A little sneak preview. There will be a vlog of me finishing it and like showing the final product, so stay tuned if you want to see. I don't know, it feels like my first time making something that like I would wear every day, which is my 2025 crochet like overarching theme / goal, so I'm really happy with this, but she's gonna stay behind me. Next goal was to hit 4,000 subscribers on YouTube, which did happen, and honestly, I'm a bit surprised by it. Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised by it, but I'm really happy. I mean, like, I've been posting for almost a year and a half now, so it's just nice to have like feedback and to feel like people are actually enjoying the stuff that I'm making, because I love doing this, so yeah. Okay, on my to-do list was to plan my trip, yes, and I'm leaving for it very soon. That's all planned. Another one was to reach out to my flat swap. I swap flats with this American girl in Paris, and yes, I've reached out to her. Hopefully we'll be able to do a swap quite soon, like quite soon meaning in like 2 months or something. And then my closet declutter. I wouldn't say I sat down and did like a whole decluttering video of my closet specifically, but just in the moving process, like I was forced to declutter my closet, which I'm glad about. Next was to make a plan for YouTube for the month. Did that and pretty much stuck to it. Like, if anything changed from my plan, it was just because like it genuinely made more sense for my schedule or for what people are enjoying watching on my channel. So did that. Final to-do list item was vision boarding. I'm gonna check it off because it makes me feel good to do that, but also because I've done vision boarding like here and there on Pinterest, just like pinning things that resonate with me for 2025. But yeah, I think last month I said that in January I wanted to like figure out a specific system for vision boarding, because I'm sure there are like tons of techniques for doing it properly, and I didn't do that. So I guess I didn't really vision board, but I did get more intentions down for what I want 2025 to look like. Okay, and then for my top priorities, these were movement. I'm gonna put a squiggly because I didn't really do that much. Sleep hygiene, yes. I've been trying to like not be on my phone right before bed and go to bed earlier, wake up without my phone, that sort of thing. And maybe I'll make a little like morning or night routine video at some point, because that could be fun. Classic YouTube video. Next priority was way less scrolling, which I have done. Honestly, with the TikTok ban, I was kind of like, I don't feel like being on TikTok and like every single video is about the TikTok ban. Since it's been unbanned, I just like haven't been in the habit of going on it. Partly because I haven't been posting on there because of the ban. I don't know, just everything culminated to basically I'm not scrolling on TikTok as much, which I think is a good thing, to be honest. And as far as my new habits, I want to have a morning walk, which I've done. on my walking pad, not since we've moved, but before we moved, so yes. Nightly reading, did not do that. I did finish my book. I read A Man Without a Country by Kurt Vonnegut. It's really, really short. According to Kindle, you should be able to read it in an hour and a half, but I was reading it like randomly here and there, so really recommend that. I really, really, really enjoyed it. And I had tried reading Kurt Vonnegut before because he went to my alma mater, University of Chicago, and when I got into Chicago, I was like, let me read some books from famous alumni. And I tried reading either Cat's Cradle or Slaughterhouse-Five. I don't remember which one I tried reading, and I didn't get into it. So I was kind of like, oh, that's a shame. I guess Kurt Vonnegut's not really for me. But then I read this book, which is the closest he got to a memoir. Okay, very rude. My camera died, but we are back. Long story short, recommend that Kurt Vonnegut book. And he wrote it when he was like 80 something, like 82 years old, which I just think is so impressive. And he's funny, he's sarcastic, he's very socialist, but he was a veteran. Really, really interesting person, I think. Next is language practice. I'm putting a squiggly because it's not become a habit, but I have done some language practice, like spoke on the phone to a uncle who I don't know that well in Spanish the other day. When I was in a cafe, the waiter saw that my phone was in French, so he started speaking to me in French, and I was like, ooh, like, you know, I can still speak it, but less confidence, and it's all about confidence, language learning. It really, really is. And also I think like getting a grammar book for French, just because like my French level used to be quite good, and I did a whole year of university in French. Grammar is complicated, and obviously it doesn't really affect speaking that much because we know people speak without proper grammar so often, even people who are like in these university spaces and whatnot. But I still like to know like if I'm writing properly and just understanding grammar rules. It can be a bit fun, it can be frustrating, but I'm gonna toy around with that idea for February. All right, that is January all reflected on. I would say a pretty successful month, all things considered. Let's move on to planning for February. Okay, I feel like sometimes your thinking is better on the floor and you can be a bit more creative. It's like a safe space, you're grounded. But I've finished filling out the page for February, and let's go through it. Also, if you're watching this part of the video, comment down below what one of your goals are for February if you feel like sharing. And if you just want to leave a comment and say hi, leave your favorite heart emoji because it is, you know, Valentine's Day this month. Okay, starting with the big ones, my 3 goals for February. I did set 3 goals this month, like I'm supposed to. So the first one is to finish 2 to 3 more crochet projects. Last month, I finally finished the crochet cardigan. I don't think I'm going to be working on a big project in February, but things like scrunchies, I want to do the Sophie scarf, but a crochet version, things like that I'm really excited about, and I think it'll just, you know, keep the creative juices flowing. So I want to make sure I actually like commit to that as opposed to being like, they're small projects, I'll work on them eventually, meh, and then not actually do them. Goal number 2 is to finish East of Eden by John Steinbeck. I literally just started this like 2 days ago, and Kindle says it takes like 14 plus hours to read, so it's definitely a hefty read. But I've never read Steinbeck. I don't know why. Like in high school, I was in AP Lang, AP Lit. I never read Grapes of Wrath. I don't think I ever read Of Mice and Men. I just didn't read those. I read other classics, but not any Steinbeck, so I'm excited for that. My third goal, kind of boring, but it's to take one of my like vlogs from YouTube and take a segment of it and cut it down for like short form content on Shorts or on Reels, TikTok, whatever. I get overwhelmed being like, okay, I'm vlogging my day for YouTube with my like legit camera and stuff, and I'm gonna edit it on my computer, and then being like, and I also have to film everything else on my phone and edit, like, and I think stuff on short form platforms does better when it's filmed with an iPhone or smartphone, but I just think it could be fun to see what I can make. It's more of like a creative goal as opposed to being like, if I do this, I'll have tons of followers on Instagram and TikTok. Like that's not, that's not gonna happen. That's not the goal. It's more like, can I make an interesting short video out of a longer video that I already created and felt inspired by. You know, like taking a 20-minute video and making it 30 seconds or less, honestly, is difficult, and I want to, I don't know, I want to make something I'm proud of, so that's my challenge for myself. Okay, moving on to my priorities for the month. One is family time. I am going home for a little bit to spend time with family, and I'm really looking forward to that, so definitely something that I'm already prioritizing, but we're gonna put it on the list. Second is rest. I think it will be good to just like rest and take it easy in February, and all of the goals and habits and stuff that I've set and like written down are things that I truly enjoy doing. Like I love making videos, I love crocheting, I love reading, so it's not like these goals are saying, you know, train for an Ironman, when I don't really want to do that. Final priority for the month is my skin and my hair. A bit vain, but I just got a haircut. I want to keep it healthy. I mean, my hair is pretty healthy because I don't ever straighten it, but just like detangling it when it gets tangled, and putting oil in it before bed, and not wearing it in a bun as often because, one, not great for my hair to just like put it in a bun for days on end and then it's like more tangled than it would have been otherwise. And also I realize I kind of don't like how I look with my hair in a bun. Even slick back, like it looks good from the front. I love a slick back bun, but then when I see pictures of myself from the side, I'm like, because I have so much hair, I feel like the bun looks like kind of crazy. I mean, whatever, it's just like a small priority I have, is to take better care of my hair because I do love wearing it down, but I find it difficult to care for. And then for skin, I feel like my skin is good, but I have some products that I don't use, and to just incorporate them into my routine a bit more. Yeah, those are my vain priorities. You're allowed to have a few vain priorities for the month, okay? I'm giving you permission. New habits that I want to cultivate in February are daily language practice. Surprise, surprise, because I did not do that in January. And my conversation with the French waiter the other day made me realize that I should be practicing more. I mean, the conversation was fine, but I was like, yeah, like I'm in French. I was like, I used to live in Paris, now I live here, so I'm starting to lose my French. And he was like, oh, il faut pratiquer. And I was like, I know. Il faut pratiquer. I could watch more French content creators, but the one I like, Maya Zhu, she speaks so fast in her videos that it's like, it doesn't even feel like practice, because it's like, it's good that it's fast, but also like, I highly doubt she talks like that in real life. But yeah, I just need to make more of an effort. I haven't made an effort, that's the bottom line. Next habit is more self-care. I just want to like do more self-care things on a more regular basis, whether that's like actually using my nice lotion or actually using a different blush instead of the same blush I use every day, and using the stuff that I've been gifted over time that I don't gravitate towards because they're not things that like I would typically buy for myself. Next is neighborhood walks. Again, I'm going to be home in the States for a little bit, which means more driving and less walkability of neighborhoods. But like, you can still go for a walk. It just has to be like you are walking to get a walk in as opposed to walking to a store. So I want to just do some neighborhood walks to make sure I'm not like, you know, just completely sedentary the whole time I'm there. I can walk with my parents, I can put on my thermals, and I'll be just all right. But it's freaking cold in Chicago right now. Like, it's really cold. Final habit that I want to implement is to drink more water. In high school, I was always drinking tons of water, like so many Americans do. But here, I pretty much only have these small little glasses, so I find it quite like, I don't know, I would have to fill this up like a million times. Not actually, but like 10 times. But I need to get in the habit of doing that. And I feel like that's also where the skin thing comes from, because I feel like my face has just been like puffy, which I feel like is from stress as well, but definitely have not been drinking enough water. And finally, I'm gonna rapid fire through my to-do list items for the month. I kind of struggled to think of what to write because I feel like a lot of these to-do list items come up as you go through the weeks, but first thing I thought of was to post some film on Instagram. My Instagram for YouTube friends and where I will actually be posting stuff is carlascalling, like all of my other stuff, but I am keeping my personal account, which is just my old account that I haven't posted on in like 2 or 3 years as a film account because, I don't know, all my film is there. So I've filmed from when I went to India, and then just general film from traveling around the UK and visiting my sister in Madrid, all from like November 2023 that I've never posted, and I actually didn't get developed until like, yeah, a year after that trip, so pretty recently. But I want to post some photos on there, so that'll be fun. And then choosing my next big project for crochet. That's a to-do list item. I'm not going to start it in February, but I want to choose it so that I'm ready to go, you know? I want to check out this like makers sort of lab that they have at my hometown's public library while I'm there, just to check it out. I don't know if I'll actually make anything there, but apparently it's really cool and very accessible. Like, it's a public library. I think it's amazing. So I'm gonna check it out and I'll report back if there's anything interesting to show you or tell you. Next is to meal prep a bit while I'm at home. I have a different diet to my parents. Like, I'm pretty much 100% vegan at home, and then when I'm out and about, either vegan or vegetarian. So it'll just help me a bit to like have some food ready on the go and still be able to eat like at the same time as my parents. And my final to-do list item, as of right now, it's not even February yet, but this is everything I could think of now, is to see some pals from home. Just a couple of pals, which I'm super excited for because there's nothing like seeing a good hometown friend, you know? That is it for my February plan with me. Hopefully this provided you with some inspo for the month ahead. I'm excited to keep making videos and to just continue spreading the cozy vibes on the internet. Oh, and also I do want to do a Q&A at some point, so if you follow me on Instagram, you can DM me at carlascalling, and I'll probably post more stories in the future, like asking if anyone has any questions, so stay tuned for that. Okay, now there's construction starting, so it's my cue to say goodbye. As always, thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!